Fox 40's Noah Anderson is keeping a close eye on this race and has more on what this primary could mean for voters within the newly redrawn district.
That's right. The race is too close to call at this point, as three candidates each have received more than 20% of the votes. But at this point, AP estimates only 48% of total votes have been counted, with one of the top three vote getters an unexpected candidate who's emerging as a surprise contender.
Have the honor, actually, of introducing California's Congressman, Kevin Kiley.
At his watch party last night, District 3 incumbent Kevin Kiley, now running in the redrawn District 6, took the stage in front of nearly 100 supporters after early primary results showed him leading a crowded field.
Tonight, we have a chance to make history. Never before has an independent been elected to Congress from California.
Kiley left the Republican Party to run as a no-party preference candidate in the 6th District after new district maps were created through Prop 50.
I think that California voters are looking for something different. I think California voters are looking for a little more common sense, a little more balance in the way our state is run. There's no reason why we should pay more for gas than anyone else in the country. There's no reason we should pay more for electricity than anyone else in the country. And I think that if we are willing to put politics aside and just focus on the common sense solutions that will actually fix things, then we can get a lot done for the people of California.
In the tight race, Kiley continues to lead the field ahead of Sacramento County District Attorney Tin Ho, Planned Parenthood Executive Lauren Babb Tomlinson, and West Sacramento Mayor Martha Guerrero, who all trailed the top three vote-receiving candidates. But election night brought a major surprise, as Michael Stansfield, the only Republican in the race, currently sits in second place just ahead of Democratic candidate Dr. Richard Pan. Stansfield, who unsuccessfully ran for Congress in Oregon's 1st District in 2018, says he did not campaign with signs or commercials, instead reaching out to voters through the voter guide with his message to normalize discussing religion and how it translates to today's political environment.
And I feel in some way that we've lost the essence of what it means to be an American when the people who run our government can't come out and say the way they feel.
As of now, he remains just ahead of former state Senator Pan, the top Democratic vote getter in the race, who touted his record in the state legislature when it comes to health care and addressing hunger as a possible appeal to voters. Dr. Pan releasing a statement today saying in part, quote, "I am grateful to the voters of the 6th Congressional District. Once every vote is counted, we are confident I will advance to the general election." While saying last night if he were to make it to the general election, there's a stark contrast between himself and current vote leader Kevin Kiley.
You have someone who voted to take health care away from people, and you have someone who worked to get more people health care, not just in the legislature, even before. You have someone who's voted for a bill to take food away from people. You have someone who worked to get food to people when they're hungry. I think the voters got to decide which one do they prefer.
Now, with thousands of votes still to be counted, the two candidates moving on to the November general election are still uncertain. County officials must finalize official results to the Secretary of State no later than 30 days after the election. And with District 6 encompassing parts of Sacramento, Yolo, and Placer counties, it could be weeks before an official result is determined. Back to you.
Noah, thank you.